MVS, the way in which consumers interact with brands have changed over the past couple of years. The fundamentals of relationship building with that consumer hasn't changed. It still, lies with human connect, with human touch, building those relationships, forming those strong bonds. Having said that, in this era of digital and mobile banking, how does the bank balance between digital experience while maintaining that human touch?
So thank you, Shibani, for having me with you on this fireside chat, and good evening, everybody. But I just want to contort your question a bit. In this era where the human intelligence is increasing, digital is going to be an enabler for that human intelligence. Some way we are forgetting that technology हमारे बाद आई, हम उसके पहले थे. So that's the whole chronology, as somebody would have said. That's one. The second thing is that as far as our brand is concerned, there is something very interesting about our brand. We have a less than 2% attrition rate. 42% of the employees in our company are women. Now, when I give you these stats, it means that these women joined us as young ladies, as probationary officers, as clerks. They had full-fledged careers, kids, unwell parents, in-laws, and all that has happened. Now, when you look at a consumer, we have consumers who are with us for the third generation now. And quite a few of them are also shareholders with the bank. So a lot of what we go out and do is because of this. And I take great pride in saying that we might not be the top 3 banks in the country, but in the midst of the 3 Khans, हम भी मनोज त्रिपाठी हैं, हम भी मनोज बाजपेयी हैं, हम भी पंकज त्रिपाठी हैं, हमारी शौर्य की भी फिल्में बन रही हैं आजकल. And OTT allows a great opportunity to build loyalty. So that's what we are going out doing through relationships. So for us, it's always the relationship first, and the technology is a package.
So Manoj Bajpayee aap hai, you said how, you are not one of the top 3 banks, but you've, done quite a few experiments. Does that also make you brave enough ki, let us try something new, let us try something different?
If you are not living on the edge, you are occupying too much space.
True
so
that,
we have consistently lived on the edge, and I'm very proud to tell you that I am the first CMO which the bank has hired in the last 94 history of the bank, okay? And the challenge to me was, how do you go out and fix this whole thing? And I told Sham that, Sham, कोई नई campaign नहीं होने वाली है अगले 6 महीने तक. And when I visited a lot of branches and I visited a lot of people and met them, this campaign, and Hepzibah is here, was in the cans for a long while. Rishta Aap se hai, sirf aap se nahi, because there was nobody out there to uncork it. Sure. But when I went and met all my colleagues, I realized that this is the story of the bank. And the story of the bank is that if somebody dies, the branch manager has to go to that person's house. Or if somebody is born, the branch manager has to go to that person's house. Otherwise, it's even agar aapki posting kal ko hui ho to. So with that kind of a background, we would not have been anything else. The other part that we did about living on the edge is that we didn't go down the conventional advertising route. But if you look at the spaces that the bank is occupying today, there is an association with the CEO Awards, which is there. There is an association with you. We have just launched the first campaign with CNN Network 18, where the primetime studio is branded by Federal Bank. And Shibani, Zaka, Anand, and Rahul have a studio with Federal Bank brand. So suddenly the optics are very high. And if I can slip this in, the last 2 years that I've joined the bank, the stock is up by about 100%.
Amazing. Also, you have this philosophy of digital at Fore, human at core. What is your advice to other marketers to follow this principle, which is digital at Fore and human at core?
I think one of the things I learned, and I must also do a reveal here, that when I began my career, I was like Mr. Bachchan in the South Hindustani frame, right at the corner here, because I began my career with Ogilvy, and a lot of my seniors are here. So it was a very nondescript kind of a role that we had, okay? And that agency, and I cherish this, taught me the need to go and keep meeting consumers over and over and over again. Mr. Puri referred about it also, saying, why is it important? And that's what we go out and do. Thankfully, in the bank, being human at the core comes naturally to us. So, a lot of our colleagues, you don't need to tell them that you need to hide behind technology or whatever, but they're happy going out and meeting customers. So it's something which is there ingrained in that culture. Now, if I were to put on a face, then it would have looked very flaky. But we live that thought process. I mean, if you go to a bank branch, and some of our campaigns that you see, and which I mentioned, Rishta Aap, sirf aap se nahi, those are actually real stories which have happened in the bank. So we are telling our own stories. And like Santosh mentioned, we don't have a brand ambassador, but my colleagues are my ambassadors. And it is really exciting. And when you look at the whole the journey of the brand, there are 7 marathons that we connect with. So it is again people. We run the largest cancer awareness program before you get cancer. And this is after cancer, a lot of people work, but we run that. Again, it's a connect with people. So a lot of our initiatives that we go out and do is actually people first. And then tech enables us to go out and do stuff. If you can indulge me a little bit more.
Sure.
Being a bank, we can't not have tech. About a week back or a couple of weeks back, Ms. Neelkani sent out a white paper about Finternet, where each of us is going to be an individual ecosystem. So bank needs to connect to that. You add one more layer, this whole thing of Aadhaar, UPI, last mile banking. Then you add ONDC. So I can't not be a part of the technology play. And this is not banking. This is consumer. This is commerce. This is how people will go out and buy stuff. So if I can allow people to achieve a better life state and lifestyle through my technology and being there for them when they are in some trouble, I think it fits the bill.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for these wonderful insights.
Thank you as much. Thanks.